Alex here, and I've had a really rough couple of days. I had this friend, so I'm in the NA program, Narcotics Anonymous, for recovering addicts, right? And there was this guy, and I wasn't talking to him for a good 4 months or so. We had a falling out. We had been friends for like 4 years, but we had a falling out, and we didn't talk for like 4 months, right? Well, anyway, 2 days ago, 3 days ago now, we actually I made a Facebook because I went on there to do like Facebook Marketplace or whatever, and I just decided to add him, to see how he was doing and everything. We started talking, and we became friends again. Well, a day later, and I'm not even fucking kidding, a day later, the house he was staying at burned down, okay? And he got out, but he ran back in there to grab one of the pets that was still inside, and he didn't make it out. And he literally died. And it's got me feeling kind of fucked up, because I mean, I'm glad on one hand I got to be, cool with him before, his passing and everything, but it's just like it never gets any easier losing someone in these programs. And it's different this time because most of the people you lose in the NA program, you lose them through overdoses. They go back out, they relapse, and they overdose, right? And that's usually how those people, that's how you lose friends in that program and everything. And I've seen a lot of people die over the years. I've been going to these meetings for like 12 to 14 years now, and I've seen a lot of people get buried, but this one hit different just because, it's like this guy, he was struggling in his own ways, didn't have, he couldn't keep a year of clean time, right? But he still had a good heart, and he was still a good-hearted guy. And I always had his back because there was I'll give you one example. There was this person in the meetings, and he went in there and he was high on Xanax when he went to the meeting because you are allowed to go to those meetings while you're messed up. Because we welcome anyone to those meetings as long as they want to get better, right? And basically, like, the lady was like, well, he's so chaotic and he does this. And I'm like, look, he's just going through his own thing and he's struggling right now. Okay. And, I had his back and I stood up for him, because that's what I do for my friends. I don't care about whether or not somebody likes me or not. Just because, oh, they want to talk shit about that person and I don't agree with them. I'm not here to be your buddy and make you feel better about, your gossip and your nastiness. Although that person now, I get along with that person too, but that's aside the point. My point with all this, though, is that this guy actually died a hero, and that uh, it's hard to talk about. I'm sorry, but he did. He died a hero, He for if you're new in this chat and you just joined the chat, basically I had a friend who I just started talking to a couple days ago. We weren't talking for a few months. I started talking to him a couple days ago, and about a day ago he was in a fire. His house burned down and he got out in time, and he ran back in to save one of the pets and he died. So he's gone now, and it strikes me, as so heartbreaking because, like, he didn't die of an overdose, but at the same time it's like he died a heroic death at least, and now because people in the NA program are so goddamn judgmental, and they'll look at you if you're not clean, and they'll look at you kind of like you're trash, and they'll be like, well, this guy can't keep it together, he can't stay clean, and he's not doing well, and oh, I wonder how long until he goes out and overdoses. And that's a real problem in the NA program, and that shit's got to stop, man. And but he proved a very major point, and that is that you do not need to have significant clean time to have a good heart and to have a heroic mindset to be willing to sacrifice your life to go in and try to help and save another living thing, right? So he died a hero. And to me, to someone like me, that's worth more than all the clean time in the world. There are people in that program with 20 years clean, and I guarantee you they would not have done what he did. So I just wanted to make this live stream to kind of talk about this and get this out because I have a doctor's appointment here in a couple hours and I might go to the NA meeting tonight. I haven't gone to an NA meeting since this happened, and I need to go to one and like talk about this because he was living with an old man, right? This guy I've known since I actually moved out here 10 years ago, and the guy's like 80 now, and this dude who just passed away was taking care of him as a caretaker, and it was the old dude's house that burned down. So I have no idea what the fuck's going on with him now. And I'm hoping, because like I've been in my own situation where I got laid off from work and everything. And I've been struggling. I'm on the verge of homelessness, basically. And not one person in that program has reached out to help me. But they better fucking reach out and help this old man. Like, because if they don't, then I'm done with this program forever. Like those, the thing I hate about those douchey motherfuckers is they're always talking and they're like, I love to help people and I just want to help everybody and I just want to help all the struggling addicts out there and I want to help them get clean and this and that. But then when something actually goes wrong or the chips are actually stacked against the wall, they don't do shit. And they show their true colors, they show their true fake ass colors, and it's absolutely disgusting, right? And it just, they better help this old man, like I'm gonna I've been calling him and I'm gonna keep calling him and seeing if there's anything I can do to help him. I'm not a caretaker, but hell, I might consider becoming a caretaker, maybe help take care of him, if he's got nobody else to take care of him, right? Because I've been friends with this guy for over 10 years now. Okay. And it just sickens me, these people in the NA program, they sicken me because they always say like, oh, I love to help people and I'm, and they this is the thing that really sickens me the most. They talk about this at the tables where they're like, I'll go around and I'll find people who are like, on the streets or whatever, and I'll give them money and this and that, just to help them get a meal. And it's like, why are you talking about that? I was taught when I first got to the NA program that you do not talk about shit like that. You just go and do shit like that and you do not ever talk about it, because when you talk about it, you're seeking validation. You want everyone to say, "Oh, what a great guy you are. Oh, bravo. Here, clap, clap, clap. Yeah. And good for you. You're such a good Samaritan and you're really out there just, doing God's work, and it's disgusting. You want to help people, go help people, but do not go and seek validation for it. Just help them. You either help them or you don't help them, and that's it. So yeah, I don't really know what else I'm going to say other than that. But if when I do go to an NA meeting, I might go tonight. When I do go to an NA meeting, I'm going to see what's going on. I'm going to see if anybody's helping this guy or not. And if nobody's reaching out to help him, I'm going to be pissed. And I'm not going to, I'll make an NA hate page on my Facebook where, I'll like a fuck NA page or whatever. I don't know what it's going to be called. Maybe like NA fake or like fake NA or something, or like NA fakes, or like, something like that. It just makes me mad, because people in NA, they say they want to help people, but then when push comes to shove and there's a real crisis, they never do. Never. I've been in there for 12 years. And here's the thing. It didn't always used to be like this. People did used to help people back in the day before the pandemic. I've seen people who were homeless and they were brand new in the program, and people would be like, you come and stay at my house tonight, okay? Because it's cold out and I don't want you sleeping on the street, so you can come and sleep at my house tonight and we'll try to help get you set up with something. That's how people used to be back then. Ever since the pandemic, everyone's had their heads up their fucking asses, and it makes me sick. And another thing I really don't like about the NA meetings is, this attitude towards Suboxone, right? because my friend, this girl I used to talk to, she's not alive anymore, unfortunately, but back when she was, and I was at my rock bottom back in like 2022, before I got clean, and she was the only one who was there for me, and she was on Suboxone, and none of the recovery houses. There's recovery houses, right? Recovery houses, quote unquote, because 9/10 of them are dog shit. Okay, I could go and get into that, but that's a completely different topic. Okay, like I'll give you one example. One recovery house, they don't provide insulation. They don't provide heat. They don't provide they don't provide heat in the winter. They don't provide AC in the summer, and they don't even provide insulation in the winter. And that's got to be some sort of like violation right there, because if you've ever slept, I've slept in a place without insulation before. It gets cold, like dangerously cold, and then these people who run these houses, they want to act like they're helping people, so it's just hypocrisy after hypocrisy after fucking hypocrisy, dude. There's people I like in that program, but more than not, I don't, I'd say maybe 96 out of 100 people in that program I don't like. And then 4 out of 100 people, the people who are real, the people who actually do help people, the people who actually do reach out when the chips are down, those are the people I respect, and those are the people I like, and those are the people I admire more than anybody. And you know what? In all fairness, and here's what I'm talking about too, right? Because there was one guy throughout this whole situation of mine that I've been in right now, and he knows my situation, and he let me borrow $100. Didn't ask anything. He just said, "Take your time paying me back. Here's $100. I know what you're going through. I just want to know what you're using it for." Told him to pay off my credit card, and that was that. So there are still good people in that program. It's like it's gone from like maybe being like 40 out of 100 people to like maybe being 4 out of 100 people now. And it makes me sick. And look at that. No, so I'm talking right now. People are coming in and out here occasionally. Now there's 2 people. Every single time I say there's nobody in my chat, like 10 people show up. So maybe I should start saying that like every 2 minutes so more people show up. But yeah, man, I don't know. NA can suck my ass, man. I'm getting to the point where I'm just fucking done with that program, dude. Because like they'd better really reach the guy. I'm not going to say the guy's name, but the guy whose house burned down and his friend heroically died trying to save that pet. If nobody in that program reaches out to help him, then I'm just going to lose. That's going to be the final straw for me. And I'd rather go to no program than a program full of shitty ass pieces of shit. Honestly. Because I can't do it anymore, dude. I can't abide by people who say they're good. The worst types of people out there are the people who say they're good people, but they're really rotten ass pieces of crap. You know the ones I'm talking about. It's the people who think there's nothing wrong with them. They never question themselves. They never say, "Am I doing something wrong here?" Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I can do better. Maybe I can improve myself in some way. It's the people that are like, "I'm a wholly recovered person with 40 years called so and so, and yeah, I'm gonna say all these great sayings and they sound amazing when I say them, but they don't really mean, on the surface they don't really mean shit." I just, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna wait and see, and I'm gonna see how people respond to this whole situation. The guy died a hero, though. He did. He ran into a burning building to save a pet, and he gave his life heroically to do so, and the guy's a fucking hero for that. He is, and he has my utmost respect. That is the manliest way you can die, in my opinion. And he deserves the utmost level of respect, regardless of whether or not he had a year clean or not, or any clean time. He deserves respect. So, let's see here. Someone's spamming my channel. What is that? I have unsubscribed from this channel and reported it. Thank you. I really don't give a shit, dude. Why don't you go fuck yourself and get lost? Seriously, dude, get the fuck out of here. Actually, you know what? I can let me see here. I can block this guy from my chat forever. How do I do it? There we go. Port. Let's see here. I know there's a way to do it. Actually, I don't even care. He's not even worth my time. He's a piece of shit. What's your name? Yoon 409. Yeah, you're a piece of shit, dude. And I really don't care if you unsubscribe from my channel. You go right ahead, and I don't ever want you to come back to one of my videos ever again because you're a piece of shit, okay? So how's that? So anyway, yeah, I think that's it for now. I'm gonna just wait and see. Maybe he was in the NA program and maybe I rubbed him the wrong way. I don't know. But you know what? Hey, whatever. I'm gonna wait and see how these people react to this guy and if they help him or not. Because really, he's like I said, I'm not gonna name names. It really bugs me that these situations happen where people lose everything and people in the program act like they want to help you, but they act like they're gonna help you or whatever. Like they say, I just want to help people. Oh, and I'm just gonna, go and I'm gonna go and help these people whenever they're in trouble. But then, like, they barely even talk to you when you're even trying to talk to them about the problem itself. That happened to me very recently too, actually. So with this whole program, I've been feeling like this for a few years now, ever since my friend died, the one who was on Suboxone and they didn't let her into any of the recovery houses. I forgot to finish that story, actually. So, yeah, they didn't let her into any recovery houses because she was on Suboxone. And so she relapsed and died out on the streets. And that was the one girl who was there for me when none of the other fuckwads who said they'd be there for me were there for me when I was at my rock bottom back in 2022. So I'm just going to wait and see how this all plays out. And I'm going to go from there. And really, if anyone ever wants to unsubscribe from me and spam my channel and say, I don't like you anymore. Oh, I'm going to unsubscribe from you. Oh, I don't give a shit, dude. I do this for fun. I have 102, I have like, what, 100 subscribers, dude? You think I make money off this? You think I care? Seriously, get fucked. You want to subscribe to my channel? Just get fucked and go away. You don't even got to spam my channel. Just fuck off and leave. It's your why, bro. Place, yo, them. What is your problem? Said simply, pray for him. All people are die one day. No, here's what happened. So basically, there was a fire, right? There was a fire, and my friend, who I've been friends with for like 4 years, we're both in the NA program, was living with this other guy who's in the NA program, an old man, and he was his caretaker. So they all got out when the fire started, but my friend ran back into the building and he didn't make it back out. And this was yesterday, literally. He just passed away yesterday. And the other guy, who's the old man now, doesn't have a house. And I've been in the NA program for 14 years, and I really want to hope that people will reach out and help this guy and do everything they can to do something, at the very least do something to help him. But based on like what I've seen in since the pandemic, I really don't think that's going to happen. My faith in the program has been shattered so many times since the pandemic. Like at least a dozen times I've seen bullshit, like similar bullshit, not like to this degree, but just bullshit happen, and people wind up dying because of it. Addicts who are trying to get clean, who don't have to die, who don't deserve to die, wind up dead because of shit. Like, where people promise, hey, we'll be there for you when you need help or whatever, and they're not. So maybe it's time to find a new program. Royal Oak's got a program. It's called Smart Recovery, right? And I'm thinking of checking that out. Maybe I'll move out to Royal Oak and go check out some Smart Recovery meetings. Maybe I'll just live in my car and just tour the country and find better meetings somewhere else. I don't know. I really don't know. But honestly, the point of this video is to say that this is basically a twofold. One, it's to tell the people in the NA program to get off your asses and actually help this old man. And two, it's to honor my friend who died in that fire, who died heroically, the most manly way you can die, by running back into a burning building to save a living creature and giving your life in the process. And that's why I made this video today. But it's been 20 minutes and I'm going to cut it here, guys. So I'll see you around, and thank you for those of you who stuck around and watched. And for that one guy who unsubscribed, that's great. Don't ever come back. All right, I'll see you guys later. You have a great you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later. Take it easy. Bye.